Okay, guys, thanks for your patience. Well, we got started. I find a lot of people join a few minutes late, so I wanted to make sure we had the bulk of the people. We are so excited to have you on our call tonight, and I want to thank you right now because we know that you have a lot of things going on. Like us, we know that you have a busy life. We know that you're putting children to bed. We all do the same thing. We try to schedule this conveniently at 9 o'clock. So we do, we're so thankful that you're willing to spend the time with us. What we have tonight is a combination of teammates who have been on the team for years and years and years. And we have brand new teammates. Welcome. And we do have people on the call tonight who have never tried isogenics. And this is your first shot at it. And so, what I do in this type of a call with having such a wide audience is really just try to give a high level overview of what it is that we're doing here to educate you all on this product line and how brilliant it is. And I'd like to show you toward the middle of the call how we do this for free. There's a way to consume this food for free. And if we can show more people to do it for free, we'll have more people getting really, really healthy and having completely life transforming transformations on the product. So let's get that going. About halfway through the call, I will show you guys how we do this for free. And then if you're someone who is not interested in more than that, if you're not interested in making money with isogenics, I know in the beginning I was not interested in making money with isogenics. I know some of you are chuckling because that's really changed in the last few years. We've just had a beautiful, beautiful, explosive business with this company, just because we're really passionate and excited about it, my husband and I, and how many people that we can help. We're big believers here, and I want to educate you tonight on why we're such believers. The second half of the call, I will briefly just go through what it is that we're doing here. What kind of company is this? Why are people making millions of dollars? If you're interested in that, stay on the phone. If it's not for you, not tonight, maybe some other time, we will not be offended if you want to drop off after we show you how to get this stuff for free. So that's what we're going to do over the course of the next, hopefully 40. Again, I'm going to go high level. If you will, if I cover something you're maybe interested in or hoping to find out tonight, get back with the person who invited you and ask them your questions. They should have the answers. Obviously, they brought you here for a reason. So let's go. My name's Jessica Johnston. I'm going to do a brief, if I can figure out how to change my slide. There we go. Just a brief overview about who I am. But as we get started, think about just yourself, think about other people. There's a really good chance you're going to think about other people who potentially need what we have here in isogenics. And some of the buzzwords are just better health, better digestion. Almost everybody I know wants to lose toxic body fat. Some of you are very fit that are on this call. We have avid marathoners on this call. They're very, very fit people. They still carry an amount of toxic fat in their body, and I'm going to show you more energy, more confidence. We see mental and psychological transformations for people, and just start thinking about people if you want to help them. That's a cheesy little picture of me. As I got started on this, I really was looking for a product. I have personally suffered from chronic inflammation in my body, particularly in the intestinal area. 14 years of chronic medication. I have now lost that medication. At about 4 months using these products, my body really had changed. It changed very quickly. We're going to talk about why there's such a rapid decline of body fat in this program. But in particular, for me, it was 11 pounds in the first 20 days. This is very typical. Some do it faster than that. I took the slack route. I just kind of did it my way instead of the way that the instructions said, just because I was too busy as a mother and I owned 3 companies and I had 3 children when I was starting this. And I was just doing anything I could to get the product in my body. For me, I wasn't following the rules. And I tell people all the time, either follow the rules strictly the way they come in the box, you can find them online, or do what I did. Just pump this nutrition into your body as much as you can on top of the whole foods that you eat on a daily basis. Make some good choices, get it in your body, and you're going to know when you're ready to go to the next step for this program. But for me, to get to 14% body fat in a 6-week period, I would work really hard at the gym, guys, and I would try my best, and I'd really have to be so careful with what I ate. I'd be working out 4 or 5 days a week, and I could barely get to 16% body fat, which for me was really good. That was a great goal. I got on this program. Um, for me personally, I actually cut back on my workout just a little bit, just busy time in my life. And in a 6 week period, I measured right at 14.2%. And we have seen this now constantly, over and over again. This is very common. My sleep, having the illness that I suffer from, it was really nice to be finally sleeping very good again. Mental clarity. I'll tell you, for the men, they find great change in mental clarity very quickly. Usually by day 7, they're telling us their appetite is under control, but more so that they have just a nice clearness. Midday, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, when they're usually a little fuzzy. For me, after 4 months, I told you I lost my medication, hopefully never to find them again. I am now 24 months not using those. I have reduced the inflammation in my body. We have taken my body from an acidic state of health into an alkaline state of health. Those are some buzzwords I'll use tonight. And when you do that, your body does not give those illnesses a greater chance of survival. And so we eliminate some of the opportunity for disease to fester in an acidic body. So let's talk more about that in a second. I want to tell you right off that, a lot of us come in the beginning and we're wondering, what is in this stuff, and is this really good for me? And I really need to know somebody who's had a result on this. And is this person just trying to sell me something? No, we don't sell isogenics. We, the people on this phone, we don't sell, the people who invited you, we don't sell isogenics. Isogenics Corporation sells isogenics. We are just the body of people who use the product and love it. We show you how to open an account. We help people open accounts. We help them get this product, and then you buy it from the company. Okay, so we are just a bunch of people who network amongst our friends and our family, maybe our business partners, and we tell them about our experience on this product. We don't sell this, we share it. And you'll hear me say that a few times. We share this. But if you need more validation, I would love for you. I invite you to go look. Fox News is really a good one. They've done several studies, independent but unbiased studies of isogenics. You'll see us there. There's all kinds of magazines out there. We've been published in, even recently, 3 major medical journals with some recent studies that we've released and that kind of thing. So I encourage you to look that up and get your own comfortable feeling on this. That's our company owner on Fox News. That was actually probably less than a year ago, maybe sometime last summer. I want to tell you all, I've heard people present isogenics before, but I just want to tell you, why I chose it, I guess. I have heard all about company integrity and just some of these things, and I might share that later on. But this was why me. I'm just sort of an average person. I was suffering with the inflammation. I was working out all the time trying to lose those last 8 pounds of mommyhood. And, here's what really spoke to me. And you can talk to people all over the world that might give you different ideas, but this is kind of personal. I really trialed this stuff. I tried it before I spoke about it. I wanted to make sure that it worked, and it's okay to feel that way. You want to make sure this works for you. You want to develop a belief in this yourself, especially if you ever plan to share it with someone. Natural, of course. This is beyond organic. It's beyond organic. You're going to see later, there's no soy, there's no corn, there's no genetically modified food, there's no gluten. There's one product. It's a cookie, an oatmeal cookie, and the whole line, only one product that has gluten. It is a gluten-free line. It is 99.9% lactose free. The nutritional benefit you can't touch. And to this day, I actually researched this company about 18 months because of my inflammation. I had to be really careful intestinally what I was going to choose. I researched this company about 18 months before I actually jumped in. And now I've been in 2 years, and to this day, I cannot find something cleaner and more nutrient dense than this food. It is the highest quality of whey protein. I'll talk about that later. Simple, simple, simple. We love simple. We're busy people. We need simple. I do not want complex. I looked at 3 companies that were so complicated. And I thought, this is so complicated. I could probably do it, but I can't even imagine my father doing this. My brother's doing it. This is too hard. My girlfriends will never do this. And so what I loved was the simplicity. I already talked about the flexibility. I kind of did it wrong, but still had a great result. You'll have a coach. Whoever's looking to sponsor you for this, They'll coach you to whatever extent you need. You're not alone doing this. We all have a coach. Some of us have more questions than others. That's okay. That's what we're here for. I really just love the type of people that we've been working with in these companies, but there's also a lot of explosive growth, and it's the phase that we're in. And for me, after being 13 years old, this company is heavily validated after 13 years. But I loved seeing this growth trend that's just starting, this momentum that's picking up. It is exploding. And if this is the first time you've heard about Isogenics, if you start talking about it more and more, you're actually going to hear a lot of people that know about Isogenics. You'll start finding them. Right now, we have a health crisis, and this is why our company exists. This is why we're really booming right now. There's a health crisis, and we know this. Right now, Time Magazine says that 1 in every 2.2 of us will be diagnosed with cancer. 1 in every 2.2. Cancer thrives in an acidic body. 95% of Americans. Now, I know we have international people on the line. I know Australia and Mexico, you are severely acidic as well, just behind the United States, but I'm referring to just the US right now. We are an acidic country. We're an acidic world, really. Not every place, of course. There's all organic countries. Where a lot of the things that we do here in the United States are banned or illegal. And as a result of that, these other countries are healthier than we are. Breast cancer obviously is on the rise. I think just about everybody now knows someone with breast cancer. It's increasing at a rapid rate. Diabetics, 1 out of every 3 children. This was released by the Surgeon General. 1 out of every 3 children will be diagnosed with diabetes. That is a problem. When 30% of our children are going to be diagnosed with diabetes. Why? What is going on? Something is changing with cancer, autoimmune, diabetes, obesity, overweight. With that going on, something's going on. What is it? I'm going to teach you what we know. So let's just talk about obesity. Obesity is part of the problem. This is the United States. Look at what has happened over the last 15 years. Right? Look at what's going on. We were a typically healthy country in 1995. That's not bad. But all of a sudden, GMOs were introduced. Farmers and food companies started using genetic modification in our food supply, and it was legal for them to inject chemical into the food. Look what happened. Herbicides, pesticides, spraying the crops. And look what starts to happen. Why is obesity on the rise? Well, yeah, do we eat too much? Sure we do, but there's a couple other things going on, and part of it is not our fault. Part of it's not your fault. With obesity outrageous like this, there is a reason. With disease thriving, there's a reason that this is going on. And so look at those growth changes, but here's what it is. We are deficient of healthy minerals. We're deficient of vitamins. When we are growing our crops, when we are raising our cattle or our chickens, whatever it is, we are antibiotic inducing them. We are steroid inducing them. Our soils that we use to grow crops, they are being recycled over and over again. That soil is no longer nutrient dense. It once had herbicides and pesticides sprayed all over it. It's still in the soil. It's still there. We use it over and over again. And so our food supply, even our meat, right, it is deficient of what the nutrients that we're supposed to be getting from it. On the flip side, it's also toxic. So now you add toxic chemical on top of the deficiency. So now we have a deficiency in our body of what our body's supposed to be getting every day. And we have toxicity. We have extra chemical coming in from the genetically modified food. So here it is, 95% of Americans are acidic. This is what's going on here. There are 25 doctors on staff full-time at Isogenics. And what I want to say here before I move on is that Isogenics is a food system. This is just food. Even the capsules of what we take maybe on our cleanse days, it's just food. It's spicy food. It's called Natural Accelerator. Cayenne pepper, garlic, vinegar, that naturally accelerates the metabolism and the heart rate. And it's just food, just like eating a spicy dish. And so this is just a food system. This is not a drug. There is no chemical in Isogenics. There are not chemicals in Isogenics. And so what we'd like to say here is that given this health crisis, we don't claim to cure or heal anything. Just because I've lost my medication, it doesn't mean I'm healed. It doesn't mean that I'm cured. I'm not. I'm just using the right superfood in my body so that my body can act the way it's supposed to. My immune system is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Here you go with your toxins. Let's drive the point home. So here they are spraying the crops back in the day in the 80s, early 90s, and someone said, you know what, you're ruining the ecosystem. You're ruining the air. We're breathing this stuff in. It's floating through the air. It's going from these big farms and gardens that you're treating with these toxic chemicals, and it's floating in the air into the organic food farms over here. So now organic food is starting to show toxic chemical because it's floating through the air. And so somebody said, you know what? Rather than spray, because we are ruining the ecosystem, let's just inject it right into the food. Let's inject it right into the seed that we're going to grow. And so let me just use the tomatoes. I have hundreds of examples, but the tomatoes are picked for profitability very early because now they can pick them green, put them on a truck, ship them where they're going. And when they get to the warehouse, they're sprayed with a gas that will plump them up and turn them red instantly. And then they can put those tomatoes on the shelf and they can serve them to us and we can eat them. And so it's not enough of a gas that's going to kill us to eat a tomato, but over time, we eat lots of those tomatoes or potatoes or whatever the crop is that's been genetically modified, and it's taking a toll on our immune system. Our bodies are not meant to digest red dyes and gases and poisons. They're not. And now they're overloaded. It's trying to push and work as hard as it can to get it out. People with intestinal issues going on, people with liver issues, they're overworked. They're trying to filter this toxin and get it out of the body, but it's working overtime. Our cosmetics have it in it. And here's where the main source of toxin is coming from. And I'm going to circle this back as to why obesity and toxicity are related. We understand why it's disease is so high now with toxicity, but I want to show you how it's related to fat mass and being overweight and morbidly obese people. But here is a slide. Guys, this is right from Dr. Oz. He just did a study. These are the numbers of toxic chemicals that he discovered in these traditional plants, these traditional fruits and vegetables. And so you can see here that even organic food compared to conventional, even organic food legally can be sold as organic, labeled organic, even with toxic chemical in it, because it's almost impossible on those organic food farms to get rid of that toxin. So on average, these were the number of toxic chemicals found. I'll give you the example of an apple being just nutritionally bankrupt now or genetically modified. We actually have to eat today. We have to eat 8 apples to get the same nutrient value of 1 apple that we used to eat in our lunchbox as a kid, maybe in elementary school. 8 apples today would be the same nutrient value as 1 apple back then. And, forget, I could even talk about the way that our grandparents ate and how much more we have to eat today to get those nutrients. I mentioned toxic chemicals in cosmetics, that's one of the biggest culprits. Cleaning supplies is another one. So just to drive this point home about toxicity, the American Red Cross did a study. It's called the American Study. It was back in 2004. You can Google this. There's all kinds of statistics that came out of this study, but the one that I really want to focus on is that in these 10 Americans, they discovered 280 toxic chemicals. Those 10 Americans that they tested the bloodstream on, they were actually looking for 413 different chemicals. They found 287 in all of these children. They were infant babies. So they actually tapped the umbilical cord of these babies and discovered the 287 toxic chemicals. So we're actually born into this. That's coming straight down from mom in the bloodstream. And these babies are born into toxicity. So what are we doing here with Isogenics? Let's talk about the solution now. That's the fun part. Let's talk about the solution. That's why you're here. Here is one of my favorite visuals to just simply explain. We are acidic. I mentioned we are acidic in this country, 95% of us. Our pH of our body. We're supposed to be living a more neutral or alkaline state of health in our bodies. And so what Isogenics does, here's the simple concept. Isogenics in the first 2 days takes the body from an acidic state to a neutralized pH. 2 days clinically, no chemical, just hugely absorbable, dense nutrients. When you flood the body with the right nutrients and the right amount of the highest integrity, it will take the pH to neutral. And then what we do is we start cleansing our body and we push it into more of an alkaline state. This is where you will read articles about cancer being starved to death in a body. Alkaline bodies can starve cancer. It doesn't give it an environment to grow in. That's what we're doing here. So here's just a couple of the products. This is what we're doing. We're cleansing our body. We're using these minerals, a lot of trace minerals, to just nourish the body. This is an aloe vera based antioxidant drink. It's very gentle, tastes great. You put it in the body for a couple of days and it helps the body survive with hunger and blood sugar. This is the kind of food you're going to eat on your cleanse days, and you're going to ultimately begin to flush the body fat out. Now, I want to be clear here. Isogenics, the product is not what detox or cleanses the body. I use those words the same. Detoxification and cleanse is the same. Isogenics isn't detoxing the body. Your body actually detoxes itself. When you can eliminate whole foods in the diet for 48 hours, because the digestive process takes a lot of work. It takes all the organs, it takes all the blood. Digestion is an intense process. If you can eliminate that and eat more gentle alkaline foods for a couple of days, being isogenics only on your fast days, and you get that into your body, this is actually going to allow your body to naturally detoxify itself. It gives the liver and the intestines and the organs, the kidneys, an opportunity to release toxic chemicals that are stored up into the bloodstream. Isogenics is just going to help nourish our body during this time frame so that we can be successful to detox. And what we're going to do is we're going to be drinking a lot of water, and that water is what's going to flush that out of our system, and it is going to be through the urine. This is not a poop cleanse. This isn't a poop cleanse. This is a pee cleanse. You're going to be peeing a lot for a couple days, okay? So that Cleanse for Life is what we're using. I spoke about how we neutralize the pH in the first 2 days. That is by using the isolene shake. The founder of the company designed the Cleanse for Life first. And then he decided, you know what, Americans are so acidic, I can't just start putting alkaline food into an acidic body. You can't do that. There's a release of carbon dioxide when you put a base into an acid. And so he created what he considers the perfect food. Now, this is 13 years validated. You need fiber, you need carbs, you need fat, you need sugar. You need clean protein. This is New Zealand protein. If you know your proteins, it's one of the cleanest proteins on the planet. They call them happy cows. There's no hormones and antibiotic-induced cows. There's no herbicides and pesticides and genetically modified foods. And so they're able to process that protein on a clean press. They can clean press that whey, and they can put it in our shake so that there are still live digestive enzymes in there. There are attached branched chain amino acids that haven't been broken apart in the heating process. And so you start to put this 80% absorbable protein into the body versus a typical 20% absorbable protein that's been cooked, and you're getting live nutrients in the body that's absorbed the right way and used the right way. Ionic Supreme. For me, I just love to mention this. This is an anti-inflammatory. This helps prevent disease. It's adaptogenic to the body. It's just a blend of extracts and herbs from fruits and vegetables and roots and all these things that you can't find at our grocery store. You know, we let the founder of the company put them in this product for us, and then we just buy it from him. But you're going to get wolfberry and all kinds of beautiful things that act as an anti-inflammatory in the body. I can't live without this product. It comes in every pack. Because it's pretty critical for what we're doing here. We do have a skincare line. I'm not going to talk about that tonight. I'm not even going to get into our anti-aging product line. If you are interested in the anti-aging, get with who invited you. They can talk you through those products. So let's just talk about cellular cleansing, and then I want to show you guys some pictures. Here we are with our cellular cleanse. These are our cells. To us, they seem normal. And what all we're doing in the cleansing process. So the word cleanse comes from clean, right? We're cleaning the cell, essentially. And so you look at that beautiful cell on the left side and you think that's how your cells look. But in truth, an acidic body that's been attacked by these toxic chemicals or stress to the body is going to be more like the middle cell. And then, of course, that last cell is going to reflect something more like cancer that's been so badly damaged. Okay. What we're doing with cellular cleansing. I mentioned before, this is a pee cleanse. This is not a poop cleanse. For those of you who are just joining, I'm sorry, this had to be the first words that you just heard, but this isn't a poop thing. This is a full body cellular, and it's the only one in the world that's a full body cellular cleanse that also replenishes these cells and hydrates them. We're the only one. So we're essentially cleaning that junk off that cell. We're flushing it out through the urine. Now what's happening, this is how I want to address the diet thing. This is what's happening with fat. Why are people losing so much body fat on this program? Guess what? We're not a weight loss program. This isn't a diet. This isn't a weight loss. This is a nutritional cleansing program. Diets are about deprivation. You deprive yourself of nutrients or carbohydrates. People stop eating fat. Okay, those are diets. You're depriving your body of actually something that it needs. This is the opposite. This is a program of abundance. We're loading the body with nutrients so that it can perform better and act better and release the fat that it doesn't need anymore. So let me explain this slide. If you get anything out of tonight, I hope this slide sticks with you because it's a great visual. Here you are with your impurities, with your toxin in the system. You go on a diet, and what happens is you've deprived yourself of all these things. You still have toxic chemical in the body, and diets tend to rebound. Why? Let me explain the visual. If you can picture this as best as possible, our cells, in order to protect themselves from those toxic chemicals and from being damaged, they draw a little bit of water and a little bit of fat from the body, and they coat the toxin. And so envision your cells with toxin and excess fat and excess water surrounding them. That's how we store fat in our body. And so the more toxic chemical, right, the more you keep eating this food, and maybe you're not making great choices either. The more that you eat, the more toxic chemical, the more your cells are sitting there with excess fat. In cellular cleansing, when you clean that toxin free from the cell, as a side effect, the fat mass goes with it. And you will release body fat at a cellular level. You are cleaning the fat free from the cell, and you are flushing the fat, the toxin, and the excess water out of the body when you're cleansing it and putting it into that detox mode. Here's what cleansing does versus the diet. In the diet, let me go back, in the diet, you have not addressed the root of the problem. You have toxin in there with fat, and the body wants to rebound. Number one, it wants to eat again. It wants the protein you didn't give it. It wants the fat you didn't give it. It wants the carbs that you didn't give it. And it still has toxic chemical. So it starts drawing fat and water as fast as it possibly can to protect the body, to protect the cells. And then there's rebound. And oftentimes after a diet, you even gain more than you weighed in the first place. Now here you are with cleansing. Here's why it's different. You address the root of the problem. You flush the toxic chemical. The fat goes with it. The rebound isn't there. So the whole goal is to have you have a really great transformation your first 30 days. A lot of people, it's 30 days. Some people, it might be 60. It depends on your goals. Some people want to lose 100 or 200 pounds. That's going to take maybe 4, 5, 6 months. In most cases, it could take a year. It could take 2 years. Everybody's different. We do see a dramatic change very quickly. The average person will lose 6 to 20 pounds in their first 11 days. 6 to 20 pounds in the first 11 days of fat. That's what you'll be releasing on your detox. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what detoxification does. So here you are, you've addressed the root of the problem. We want to get you into maintenance mode. Okay, we want to get you into that mode where you can just drink a little bit of a shake every day. You can drink a shake every day. You can drink some cleanse, and you can just keep flushing that toxic chemical and that body fat out. I'm going to show you a couple before and afters, and then I want to jump in how we get this stuff for free. So I love this lady. The reason I love her is because she's down in Florida. She's still using the product. What I love about her is that her body changes pretty dramatically. I think this was like a 9-month period, but her face is so different. Her face, she looks 10 years younger, and that's what just really stood out for me. I love sharing her story. I love John. I just cannot seem to take him out of my slides. I updated these slides today, guys, and I can't take him out. I just love him because he looks like he had a baby, and this was only a 5-month change. Yes, the men have great, quick success with this. Men do. It's just hormone related. The men tend to lose it faster than the women. But here's John. He lost a baby, really, is what he lost. I added some new people here tonight. My friend Jamie, these are two men that I used to swim with. I knew both of them in high school. They're good friends of mine. But Jamie said he would just send me a picture of his face to let us see the difference in his face. He's actually kicked a coffee habit, a really bad coffee habit. We're not saying you have to give up coffee because you don't on this program, but your body will stop craving acidic food. Your body will stop craving sugar. It's getting all the sugar that it needs from the shakes. It doesn't need anything else. It's using it well. Your body will stop craving acidic food. Coffee is very acidic. We tend to see that be one of the first things to go. Okay. Mike Donovan, oh my goodness, what a good friend. Mike was really tired. You can tell Mike was just really tired. He's working all the time, typical father. They've got a beautiful family. This was a transformation in 30 days, and this is what's happening to our men. 22 pounds. He lost 23 inches were gone, actually. So this is just his first 30-day system. Of course, he continues to maintain. He's using the product, not quite, I guess about 9 months now. My friend Renee just looks so good. This is what we see in our women. You know, we have baby. She's a mother of two. You know, at 30 days, she felt really different. You know, while this may not look like a drastic transformation, she felt completely different. At 9 months, she's popping some abs there. I love it. My friend Todd Loddick, what I like about Todd is that his body obviously is changing, and he's actually put on quite a bit of lean tissue now. We revamped his program and started pushing the lean tissue on him. But what I love is the placement of Todd's cell phone in this picture. I just love to see the psychological change that takes place for people. So some of you are probably giggling, but I just love that he's just such a stud in this last picture, and I like to tease him about that. He was hiding his face in the first one. My friend David, he says I need to start paying him. I've been using these pictures for a long time. David is my friend who's a diabetic. Um, he actually said no to us for a while, and then his health got a little bit out of control. He's down 80 pounds now. David, within a month, his blood sugar levels were under control. We don't claim to cure or heal, but we see such beautiful results with diabetics. Is this safe for diabetics? Of course it is. It's just food. We have certain ways that we administer to diabetics. It's a little bit different. We take them a little bit slower in the beginning, but David's been med free. It's got to be over a year now. Dr. Denny and Sarah, these are just great friends. Together, she was 14 pounds and he was 24 in the first 30 days. They have a beautiful dental practice in South Carolina, and they really endorse these products. Lois and Jim, these guys are 76 and 77 years old. They love the product. They're so cute. They go door to door in their little old community, and they tell people about isogenics. They're just adorable. My 91-year-old Aunt Kate with severe autoimmune, actually, she uses these products too. She's been on them for a year. So it's safe for everybody because it's just food. These are my kids, these silly pictures. Yes, they drink the shakes every day. And yes, that's a picture of me. I wanted to make sure I remembered to tell you guys you can still have your wine. You can still have your bourbon, whatever it is you want. You can still have that on this program, which is so cool. John, and you know what? I want to replace this. We've got several men. Actually, some are on the call right now. Luther, so happy that you're here with us. Luther's lost 100 pounds. This is actually John, who's also lost 100 pounds. We have a 100 and 200 and 300-pound weight loss club, and these men and women are doing it. Lisa Cook, I think I have a picture of you in here. I hope I put it in here. Down 120 pounds. On the flip side, gaining lean tissue. Ryan, we all know Ryan was getting picked on at school. Look at him here. Kind of typical teenager, started to put some lean tissue on. This is him just a couple months later, and I can't wait for the next slide. Women, hold on. Ryan, I think you're on the call tonight. I hope this is okay with you, but I want to show you what happened to Ryan. He's put on, I believe, over 70 pounds of lean tissue now. He's been on the program, I want to say, at least 3 years or so. But this is Ryan now. Ryan's actually a model now, a fitness model. He's a fitness competitor now, and a dear, dear, sweet friend, and just doing really beautiful things with Isogenics. So I like to bring Jeremy, my friend, in here because he's an athlete. You know, to the typical eye, this might not seem like a dramatic change, but to an athlete, this is a pretty drastic change. And so is Isogenics good for athletes? Are you kidding me? Yes. Katie Hoff is an Olympic swimmer. I cleansed her for 5 months on these products. That's her with her best friend, Michael Phelps. Aaron, my brother Aaron, happens to be the man at the top of the screen there swimming against Gary Hall in one of the Olympic trials. He's been using the products for 2 years. Heavily endorses them. Kathy Savage, some of you may know, she's a fitness, she trains all the fitness competitors. Lori Harder is one of her clients. When Lori Harder, who's now a friend, when she was introduced to Isogenics, she is the first woman to ever get Miss Bikini Universe, Miss Bikini America, and Miss Figure America all in the same year. And she started using Isogenics to cleanse her body, got all kinds of um, ads and asked to do a lot of things through her agent. Kathy, who trains her, both of these women now are Isogenics millionaires, obviously. They've been able to endorse it quite a bit. Some of the celebrities, yes, ladies, Kelly Ripa, this is her secret. She uses the Isogenics product line. Sometimes she's a little too skinny. We got to put some muscle on her, I think. Denzel Washington, I know the Glovers use this product line. All the men on, is it basketball, housewives? All those basketball players are using it. Come in here, you got Roy Williams, Emmett Smith, you do have Gary Sheffield. These are just some of the football players. And actually, Leonard and Jay and Joe, Leonard, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Joe Andruzzi, 3-time Super Bowl champion, Jay Fiedler, I actually personally sponsored on this program. These are all men that are actually on this team. They're on our team. So there's multiple teams throughout Isogenics, and we work together as teams to build commissions for each other if we ever choose to grow this, and these men are actually on our team. Jimmy Hitchcock, the thing I love about this is Jimmy on the left using Shakeology, a program called Shakeology and P90X, and we got a hold of him and said, Jimmy, that doesn't look like it's working for you. We want to put you on our product line. So this is Jimmy on the right after 120 days of Isogenics. You flush that body fat out. He was exercising, but you flush that body fat out. And to this day, he champions this product line. He loves it. And he said he feels better now than he actually did ever while he was playing. This dear woman, oh my goodness, this woman in the middle, the blonde, the sweetheart that she is a mother and a huge advocate of Isogenics. She is also Miss Figure Universe, strong endorser of the product, and left another company to join this one, just loving the integrity. Yes, Michael Jordan uses our product line. That's Ray Lewis with our company owner, Eric Hoover. Michael Jordan does use this. We do not do paid endorsements, so we do not pay Michael Jordan to use our product. So I want to jump in, make a shift right now. I just want to tell you the last 10 years have validated Isogenics. Really, we're going on 13 years old, so they've really been heavily validated. The product line works. And what we like to show people is how to get your product paid for, okay? Because if you could do this for free, wouldn't you do it longer? So here you are. Let's try to get it for free. And I'm just going to give you a real-life example. Just here's the bottom line. If you find a cleanse buddy, you make money. If you have anyone you want to do a cleanse with, a workout partner. My first one was my workout partner. I called her. I said, Denise, we look the same as we did 3 years ago. We've been running on this treadmill for 3 years. We look the same. I found a secret weapon. I'm going to start cleansing. She jumped in with me right away, my husband, and I'll show you that in a moment. But when you refer other people to use this listed a bunch of our different commissions. You can make 10, 25, 80. You can make all kinds of commissions. Referral commission really is what it is, as other people open an account and get their product as well. There's other kinds of bonuses. There's rank advancement bonuses if you actually do a couple people at a time. So you could make more money. And then later on, some other webinar, I'll teach you guys how to make $5,000 in 5 weeks with this company. So here, I want to leave you with one example, and then I'm going to let anyone disconnect that doesn't want to talk business. Here's how I did it. I didn't even know what I was doing, guys, because I wasn't really into the money part of this. I was really more interested just for my medical condition. But my husband wanted to do this with me. So there's my Joe. So he enrolled with me. I didn't know it, but I made $160 when he enrolled. That's my workout partner, Denise, I was just talking about. But then the company paid me another $104 because of these little rank advances that they have and this residual that we start building in the company. So in 24 hours, enrolling these two people, I made $424 back on my package. $424. So for me and the pack that we typically recommend, it's a $559 package. So day 16, I literally broke even on this investment. Now I look back and say that. At the time, my husband just said, you better find a way to pay for this. So on the 8th day, I enrolled my brother, who's a personal trainer. And then he turned around after 8 days of using the product line. He's used every product line in the last 20 years of his career. Never saw something like this, knew it was really clean, but had to really experience it for himself. And then he turned around and he enrolled one of our trainers and one of our clients. On the 16th day, I didn't know it. I learned this later, but I made $549. And that was how I got Isogenics for free. And so I said to the person who sponsored me, I said, if I just did that and I wasn't even really trying, and there's a lot of other people who want this from me, I think I can do that again. And then I can do it again because I want to do it next month at no charge. My husband and I both love the program. How can I do it so that I can afford to pay for next month's product? And sure enough, I did it again and again and again and again. And now I'll shift into more of the money story here, but not everybody's comfortable with that. So I want to kind of just leave it there. But the simplicity of making the referrals is how you're going to do this for free. And so I want you to go back now, if you want, go back to the person who invited you and just talk to them about how to engage other people. If you're interested in coming in on that president pack, like most of us did, come in on that president pack and go find two other people to do this with you. There's a really good chance that you thought of someone else on this call tonight that you think could use this, that has a need for this. And so go think of them and give them a call and say, I've heard this great information. I feel like I've researched it enough. I'm ready to go. Are you interested in doing this with me? And so sure enough, here you go. Then you've got Isogenics for free. The company sends you that back actually right here. After you refer your first person, they send you a Visa card in the mail. It's about 10 days later. They send you a Visa card and they load whatever your referral commission is on that card every Monday. So if you've made any money, if you continue to introduce people, once you lose 10, 15, 20, 40 pounds, people start asking you if you refer them to Isogenics to get this and you help them open an account, they continue to pay you every Monday. And as you've heard, some people are making significant money. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shift over into the money a little bit just for all the new teammates or for those of you who are thinking about joining the product tonight. If you want to hear about how we're making money with it, I'm going to jump into that now. So thank you for everybody who's joined us. So let's talk about this. And I don't want to take any breaks. So we're going to plug along and get through this in probably half the time that the product took. So this is what happened. I used the product. I loved it. I got my product paid for in 16 days. In the fourth month of using this, which was also the month that I lost my medication, in my fourth month, I was averaging about $1,000 a week in referral money, and the residual was starting to pick up. The residual is just the money that you make off of all the volume of people that you start bringing in. So if you start bringing people in and then they start bringing people in and they start finding cleanse buddies and they start referring people, this company pays you very generously. I was earning about $1,000 a week, a lot of that residual at this point. At 7 months, I was earning a six-figure a year income. So in my seventh month, so I want you guys to take yourselves and I want you to look out into July. If you could be earning a six-figure a month residual income by the time summer comes, which is about $2,000 to $3,000 a week, $2,000 to $3,000 a week, spanning out to $100,000 to $120,000 a year. If you could be doing that come July, would you take the small pockets of your life, because we know how busy you are? Would you take the small pockets of your life and just start inserting Isogenics and maybe sharing it with people to earn that kind of money? So, that last bullet's kind of my favorite now. In my first year, literally with 3 companies and 3 small children, they were 2, 4, and 6 years old at the time when I started this, and I really just wasn't sure for a while, and I started to talk more about the product and started to learn about how to make the money and met the owners of the company and just really discover the integrity of both the people and the product line. And I started to really get serious. So I guess maybe 6, 7 months in, I started to get real serious about this and wound up in my first year making $86,000 with this company. 2014 closed off my second year, and I want to show you why in a minute. But 2014 closed off my second year with the company. I made just under $500,000. Just under $500,000. And we thought I probably could have done somewhere along the line of 300,000, and I got us right to about $500,000. So I'm closing in on millionaire very quickly. This company has 130 millionaires. 130 millionaires in 13 years. That's 10 millionaires a year popping. But here is the more exciting statistic. Not that I'm going to be one. What's more exciting is that over the next 48 months, they plan to announce no less than 300 new millionaires. They have projected, and it is happening already, 300 or more millionaires really in the next 36 months. So if you can fathom that and you get excited about that, jump in with us. Network marketing, let's own it. You know, guys, I own it. I had a transition. I wasn't sure what this industry was about. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do it. I didn't want to sell Isagenix and feel like a salesperson. But I decided I'm okay with this. I'm meeting a lot of really neat people, and I think it's time to talk to more people about this. It's just a natural business of networking. When I started to research this a little bit, and I learned that Donald Trump was somebody who purchases network marketing companies, and he buys positions in network marketing companies. Truthfully, guys, that was enough for me. I'll do whatever that guy does. If if this is what he's recommending, I'll do it. But I want to take a look at network marketing for a minute. Look at all these other industries. This is what people are doing now. The model of network marketing is brilliant. And so many companies are using this model now to get their product to the end consumer. And so, like I said earlier, this is really no different than Avon. They use people, they use reps to go out and share this, and that's how they build their business. Network marketing, look at $167 billion annual. It's bigger than the NFL. I was excited to hear that. Okay. And that is actually growing. This is getting bigger and bigger. Why Isagenix though? So if you look at these companies, I wasn't interested in doing jewelry or handbags or whatever it is we talked about earlier. What I liked is what I saw about this business model. What is making this company, this concept, the right opportunity? And here's the three big bullet points. We are in the age of information, of social media, simplicity of internet and email and Facebook, right? The age wave. For the first time in history, we have the baby boomers, Generation X and Generation Y, all coming together at once with huge population who all want the same thing. We all want the same thing. And then, of course, you have the markets that we'll talk about. So we like to say this is the perfect storm. So the information age, we can use social media. Everybody has email, and it seems like Facebook or Twitter, whatever it is, internet accessibility now. We have ways to communicate with people so quickly. We can do a post, and in 48 hours, 1 million people can see it around the world, right? There is something so powerful about being able to share through this information age that we're in. I love to hear Herb Cepeda. He's who sponsored me directly. They're the number one income earners in the world in this company. I think they closed out at $4 million this year. I have to be sure. The year that I joined, they made $1.4 million with this company. But I just love to hear him talk about how when he was with a previous company many years ago, the only information age thing that they had was a fax machine. So just imagine how much easier it is to transport data now and share stories. So here's the age wave. I already really spoke about it. But you've got the baby boomers right now. A lot of them were hit by the recession. So not only are they looking for better health, their grandchildren, they're older with younger grandchildren now because we waited longer to have children. So their grandparents are older and they're doing what they can to keep up with the grandkids. They just want to feel better. They want to, you always hear 50, 50 is the new 60 and 40 is the new 50. These guys want to look better and feel better, but also they've been through a recession and they've also worked 40 years of their life. And a lot of them lost a lot of money in the last 6-7 years. A lot of them lost money, and they're finding that you've got to find other ways to supplement your income. And so boomers are the group of people who literally control, they have $1 trillion in spending power. So if the baby boomers want it, entire industries have risen and fallen based on what they want. What do they want? They want to feel better, and they need a different source of income because they've lived through the recession. Also, I could say that about Gen X too. Gen X, we were told to go to school, get a good degree, get a great job, and then save your money in a 401k, right? And a lot of us lost a lot of money in the 401k. I love that I really set my heart on people have to look at making money a different way now. It doesn't have to be traditional 9 to 5. It can be. You can just do this outside in the pockets of your life and start building a huge residual income. It looks like I'll close out between 800,000 and $1 million this year in my third year. That's what I'll make in this company this year. If I just keep doing what I'm doing, that's where this is going to end up. And so when I decided, you know what, I really loved running those three other companies, but not anymore because I was trading my time for money. Now I can build this in the pockets of my life, and other people are building it, and other people are building it. And all together, we work as a team, and we've created this beautiful model of supplemental income. The markets, I'm going to hit them quick. Weight loss, 60 billion, anti-aging, 150, well, let's see, 114 billion, and then nutritional fitness is 40 billion. So collectively, over $200 billion are annually spent in the United States on these three topics, on these three markets. Isagenix has weight loss. Isagenix has anti-aging. Isagenix has nutritional sports performance fitness. We have all this. This is what people are spending. We want to shift their spending from wherever they're purchasing these products, and we want to shift it into Isagenix. And look at what is going to happen when more people and more people find out the integrity and how quickly this works for people, how sustainable it is, and that they can make money doing it, right? And they're going to start spending their money on Isagenix instead of this other stuff. All right, so we're set to explode. Let me go through the numbers. I like the numbers. You guys are hitting this company at the right time. Every company goes through a foundation phase, a concentration phase, where they're determining their marketing and every product that they want to do. They're really refining the products. And this is what's happening. Any successful company that can reach and sustain this type of growth will go through a period called momentum. You guys, we're just hitting it. We're just hitting momentum. And this is what happens on the growth chart. So here we are growing. Over the last several months, we've been growing 60%, 60%, 60%. And this is what is projected for 2014, which we did hit. We're just shy of 750 million is what I understand. We were on track for 750 million the last quarter when I was checking in on all this. And here we are. In 2015, we're going to be $1 billion a year company. But what I'm trying to show you is the growth. Look at how the growth just completely explodes and we go vertical on the growth chart. If you're in this company now at the end of 2014, starting out 2015, you're going to be part of the next $1 billion a year company. These are big numbers for these business people that know what I'm talking about. These are big numbers. Every other company of its kind, the fastest that any company made it to $1 billion a year was 25 years. And it's going to take this company 14 years to do it. And it's because of everything I just told you, the information age, the age wave, right? All the world-renowned economists say if you're going to invest anywhere, do it in a health and wellness company. That's where this world is going because of the age wave and the information age. And network marketing is a brilliant way to do it. So here we are on that growth chart. If you're listening to this call and you're interested in maybe helping a ton of people and you're interested in making nice, substantial income, your timing is perfect. Okay, so here's just some of the other companies. You guys have heard of some of these, and this is what I was talking about. Really, all I want to say there is that, out of these companies that are the most successful, the one who got to $1 billion fast enough took 25 years to get there. So I'm not going to go through this data. If we keep growing at the rate that we're growing, I just want to show you what happens. If we stay at 60% growth, I just mentioned that's where we are now. Just in 2017, we're going to be almost a $3 billion a year company. And you guys already have a position in the system. Or if you don't have a position in the system and you're still on the phone, if you are ordering product, that's great. But if anything, buy your real estate now. I look back when I opened this account and I think, I was ordering product. But truthfully, that day I was purchasing a piece of real estate in Isagenix that I had no idea had this much value. So if anything, go buy your piece of real estate today. And these are just extra growth rates. if we even if we decrease our growth, if our growth starts to slow and we're only growing at 40% over the next couple of years, we're still going to be almost a $3 billion a year company in 2018. That's if we stop growing and we're really meant to explode. Our growth is going to be bigger than that. It's what's projected. So here you go. Let's just do it. You feel great. You're flushing body fat. We share this. This isn't, we don't sell. We're not a sales company. We get tax advantages. I write off an awful lot of things that I can for this business. And I love to ask you guys, if this is a no fail business, it's a no, network marketing is a no fail business. And if you knew that you couldn't fail at it, why wouldn't you just try it? Give it a shot. The only way that you fail at isogenics is if you stop. If you stop using the product, you're not going to get the result. If you stop using, you're going to go into a maintenance. You're going to go into the minimum that you can to sustain and maintain where you are with what what your whole transition was for your physique. But if you knew from a financial perspective, if you knew that you couldn't fail, would you try this? With all the encouragement in the world, on the best team in the world, of the top producers in the world, why wouldn't you give it a shot? We'll help you. And so I just want to end with, let's go for it. President's Pack is where it is, guys. A lot of people are starting to come in on a business builder pack because it's $1,000 investment to start a company. I started a company for $600, and it made me almost $600,000. That was a good investment. That was a good business investment. So find some other people, make a list of people who you think might need this, and go out and start talking to them. I'm not going to open up for questions tonight because I spoke longer than I had hoped to. I just want to thank you guys for coming. I hope that this was beneficial. And yes, if you want them, I'm happy to send these slides out to you guys. If you want to take this information, go through it again tomorrow, because it was so much information. Go through it again tomorrow and then start to share it with people that you love. Just get out there on our team pages, start asking questions, and just really educate yourself. We have something remarkable. Your timing is perfect. And we want you to be successful, and we want to help as many people as we can possibly help, because we have the tool to do it. We just have to be brave enough and confident enough and excited enough to just get out there and speak about it, and just watch what starts to happen. And I know for a fact there are future millionaires on this call. I see your names. I know that there are millionaires on this call. I know that many of you are going to be six-figure year earners this year. And we're just excited to watch you do it. We're excited to help you get there. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. We love you and wish you the best in 2015. And we'll let you know when we get this going again. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.